What's up guys, TMG Josh here. This is the Canon G7X Mark II. I got my hands on this little camera from my job at Elon with media services and event support a little while ago. The question I have is this the perfect all-around camera for those who don't know much about video or photography? Let's find out. So if any of you have seen the prayer position vocal cover that I did by Periphery, that was shot on two Canon G7X Mark IIs. And so that was a really cool video, and so I thought I'd review it. Let's get the specs over with to begin. So this is a compact type camera. You can see that by its size. It's a very, very small camera. The retail price starts at about $6.99, but you can find it on sale, especially like Amazon right now, for $6.79, excuse me. Its weight is about 11.2 ounces or 318 grams. Its size is 4.2 by 2.4 by 1.7 inches. The sensor type is a Sony CMOS sensor. The effective resolution or effective megapixels is about 20.2, which is very high. The sensor size is 116.16 millimeters squared, and the color filter is RGBG. For video, you can get about 1920 by 1080, 60 frames a second, and then down 30, and then 24, 1280 by 720, 30, and then everything else 30, except for the slow-mo stuff, which 1280 by 720 you can get 6 frames, 3 frames, and 1.5 frames, and then same thing with 480p. The type of file formats it's got on it it's MP4, and it's AVC /H.264, so the compressed size. The focal length on the lens itself is 24 by 100 millimeters. The focal length actual is 8.8 by 36.8 millimeters, and the zoom ratio is 4.2 times. So 420. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, aperture is 1.8 to 2.8, so your f-stop is 1.8 to 2.8 or higher. Has an integrated ND filter. And yeah, that's about it. It's got autofocus, and its autofocus so far is pretty good. It's got tracking where you can touch on the back of the screen. You touch on the screen wherever you want to autofocus, and it will track that. There's no viewfinder on it, so you actually look through the screen itself on this camera. On the side of it, you have your flash button, which you press that and a flash automatically comes up. Doesn't have to be powered on to do that. It is like a mechanical button there. It's got power button, the picture button, and on where the screen is to the right you have a record button, a trash or ring function button, your dial pad, and then all the options there. The viewing, what is on the SD card, and the menu button. Where the battery is on the bottom, and it's got this great little release. You can pop the battery out and then put in or take out the little SD card. You can adjust the zoom by two places, right where the photo button is, or you can scroll on the lens itself and you can twist that and that'll zoom in or out for you. Okay, what's up guys? This is the camera, and this is the microphone on the camera, or the audio that you're hearing now is from that. It's based off of the top, like I said before, where it's right under the Canon G7X PowerShot Mark II thing. That symbol, that's where the microphone is on top. There's Madison.
Hi.
But this is showing like the vlog style. There's Sarah there. See Patrick, Destiny, and all them. But this is just kind of showing like what this camera is designed for, and wow, it blows out your eyes, especially when there's natural light coming in. But yeah, this is just kind of showing you how this camera is designed for and what kind of a theme this camera is designed for. So this screen is super cool. You can pull it out and flip it up. And so it becomes a vlogging style camera where you can hold the camera out in front of you. You can see what the camera is taking the video of on the screen, and it works out perfectly for a vlog style camera. Just because the size of it, and it fits in one hand, and the recording button is on the back, so you just hold it like this, you hit the recording button, and you're already vlogging at that point in time. Another little cool thing about the screen is you can actually pull the screen out from the back of the camera. So if you were taking a picture of a video and you were facing the camera downwards, trying to take a picture or video of something downwards, you can actually see what the camera is taking the picture of and line up the framing and the focus and all that stuff right. Instead of having to lean over the camera and be taller than the camera to actually use this. The bottom side of it, it's got the quarter 20 threads that you can put on just about any tripod or any mounting device, and so that's always useful. I think all cameras should have that. There's a surprising amount of cameras that don't have that, and that should. There's a little lanyard bar on both sides of it, and this one has a little lanyard that comes with the camera. There's a little Wi-Fi signal button on the right hand side, and yeah, that's about it for the specs. As far as what you can do with this camera, not as far as what you can do with this camera, as far as this camera is built, it's kind of interesting. There's a little switch under the lens here, and so there's two different types of ways to zoom on this camera, or actually three essentially. There's the way you can use it where you take the picture and there's that little wheel that you turn two different directions and it zooms in or out. Or you could use the lens itself and twist it and it zooms in or out. Now what that switch does is when you switch it to closer to the G7X logo, it becomes this like step type zoom. If you can hear that. And then if you switch it again, it becomes a very fluid zoom. I wish this was more of a focus for a manual focus setting than a zoom setting. It's very interesting, and just leave that little like turn wheel at the top for the zoom. But that's Canon's choice, and I guess it works. Especially if you were vlogging, I guess that's actually kind of hard. You can zoom in by like holding it and using your thumb, I guess. Interesting. But that's my little gripe with the zoom on this camera. Everything else is super easy. It's super easy to autofocus. You tap exactly where you want to focus to, and it will track that. If you don't tap, it'll automatically recognize faces and eyes and track to the eyes, so you can walk along and you can just be focused in on whatever the subject is that is moving, and it will focus on their eyes. That's super cool. It's super sharp, super crisp. Like I said before with the specs, it's got about a 20.2 megapixel effect in this. That is awesome. Really, really sharp. Can't get over that. Like, just go watch the Reposition vocal cover and you will see that is super sharp. It looks like it's on like two really extremely professional cameras where it's just this little thing. The microphone is based on the top, and you can see it by there's three little like holes in the top under the PowerShot G7X Mark II logo. The microphone is pretty darn awesome. It's great for the vlogging scenario. It's adaptive to wind, or its adaptation to wind is very on point. Like it will cut out a lot of the wind noise, not all of the wind noise, but a lot of the wind noise, and only focus in on other frequencies and other sounds being put towards that mic. I'm glad it's not on the side. A lot of these cameras like this put the microphone on the side, and so when you try and hold it for like a vlogging style, you'll cover it up and you'll muffle the mic, not mute it, but muffle the mic. It doesn't have a lot of noise. The preamp in it is awesome, and it sounds really good. Now let's talk a little bit about what this camera, or who this camera is designed for. Because of the flip out screen that flips all the way up like it does here, I think this is Canon's shot at the vlogging market. Everybody today wants to vlog and vlog trips and record their experiences, and you have people that are making money doing this every day. Look at famous vloggers like Roman Atwood. He uses this camera, this exact camera here, the G7X Mark II, and with good reason. It's a fantastic camera. You can record 1080p at 60 frames a second. That's perfect for just about anything you're doing with the vlogging style. Now, its baseline engineering of this camera was for vlogs. I think this is also an awesome all-around camera just because it's got that great crisp photo stuff, and it's got awesome videos, so you can just do anything with it. If you have the budget for the $700, this is one of the best cameras you can get. Now, it's not as good as far as video as the Sony RX100 Mark IV, with the Mark V coming out soon. I think it's maybe already out, but that's also because that's a $1,300 camera. This is a $700 camera, almost half the price, but it's still awesome. If you don't know much about cameras and you don't want like a huge DSLR that has a bunch of lenses and you gotta pick out like all these different settings and features, and don't go with Canon or Nikon or Sony or all these other brands and stuff, and you want just a consumer camera, this is probably the best consumer camera you can find. It's kind of expensive for consumer cameras, but at the same time, you get a lot of features packed into this for that $700. It does great for everything. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is an awesome camera. The only thing I don't like about it is that zoom function I was telling you about. I wish that ring was a focus ring. That's the only thing I can find wrong with it. The Wi-Fi connectivity with the app is awesome. It works pretty well. Just wish it had a record function built into the app. Canon, if you could get on that, that'd be awesome. And everything else is very user-friendly. It's understandable. You don't have to be a crazy techie to understand this camera. You don't have to be a photographer or a video guy to understand this camera. As long as you can just put this on auto. And what's weird is a lot of cameras, if you put it on auto, it's kind of crap. And you usually want to put it on manual, and you can control things based off of the settings you have. But this thing on auto is amazing. Like I said before, that prayer position vocal cover was recorded with this on auto. It wasn't on manual. It had autofocus on and it was auto everything. I just literally hit record for that video, and it looked fantastic. So if you are in the market for a camera, you need a camera that does like vlogs and videos well, and you need it for pictures and just all around everything, and you have the budget for $700, I get this. Like I said before in the beginning of the video, you can find it on Amazon for like $679 right now, and I think it drops a little bit lower sometimes, but just plan for about $700. It's a great bang for your buck camera if you're looking for really high quality for under $1,000, and it's lightweight, and it's just an all-around awesome camera. Can't recommend it enough. Check the link in the description for the Amazon link and a couple other places where you can buy it. I can't do that. Like, hold it. See? See? God, it still makes me look like I have a sunglasses tan.
I look like, okay, look at this. I look terrifying.
You don't look terrifying. That was terrible.
But see, it makes your skin look really like odd.
Red, yeah. Look at that, like red.
Like the pigmentation's really weird. Doesn't look natural. No.
Well, thanks guys. I appreciate you watching this video. Like and subscribe if you like this content and want to see more of it. And go follow me on social media. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I post way more stuff on those than I do on the YouTube channel, but it's stuff about the YouTube channel or my life or stuff like that. It's not going to be the same exact content, so yeah. But go follow me on social media if you want to see more. And I really appreciate it, and you have a good one.